Hey everyone, it's Mike with It's Pittsfield Tonight. I'm going to jump right into it. And for one, I want to say, I want to start with last week was a great week as far as videos that I had out. The Pittsfield Rye Bakery one that I put out, I really enjoyed doing that. And it was their production from beginning to end of how they make the Italian bread for primarily the Highland restaurant. And they did a special promo. Ricky Robbins, one of the owners of Pittsfield Rye, did a special promo for It's Pittsfield Tonight followers. And I know many of you took advantage of that, and I thought that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Wednesday, I showed up for the Beat the Streets thing and the Beat the Streets basketball tournament, which Desheen Moore has put on. That was a lot of fun. It was just fun getting out and watching a lot of the kids in the community playing basketball, and it was just a great community event. And I had some other stuff going on. I had an interview with Tim Shagru, if you haven't seen that. He's running for Berkshire County District Attorney this year. But that being said, yesterday I made a post, one like many I've done over the years, of me driving through Pittsfield. This one was from North Street through Tyler Street up to the Rotary. I mentioned North Street saying, I hope the city knows what they're doing with these rotaries and bike lanes and etc. Something like that. I'm trying to remember it verbatim, but I know I'm going to be off. And I said, I hope the businesses are seeing the increase in pedestrian traffic. I'm not seeing the bicycles, but I hope they are. I hope they're seeing success there. I mentioned that Allendale was booming, which it is. I haven't seen Allendale doing this great in a long time, so that's good because Allendale was struggling. It really was for quite some time there. And it's good to see a rebirth in that part of the city. Of course, I want to see our North Street businesses thrive. Who doesn't? It's our downtown. When I got to Tyler Street, and I said, I think I used the word disaster in there. And I said, the city admitted that it was a flawed design change, and they're fixing it. Well, there was only one or two people that disagreed with me on that, and if I go back with people. I kind of enjoy the back and forth. What irritates me is when someone from the city gets involved. And like always, one did. There's a bunch of them that can't because I have them blocked. But one did, and this person was nice about it, but they, put as stated in our local publication. There's no design change. Everything is exactly as planned, and the people that don't like this are just afraid of change. I didn't realize I was a rotary phobic. I know now. But what irritated me so much about that is, for one, the defensiveness of our city government is like one I've never seen. Any other community I've ever lived in, if a city leader or their spouse started going after citizens, that would be newsworthy. Here, it's common. It's acceptable. Even other city officials laugh about it and they go, oh, that's just so-and-so. You know how he is. You just have to deal with it. If you speak up in any way against this regime, and that's what I'm going to call it, you're critiqued. You're more, or I'm sorry, if you speak up or critique them in any way, you're put down, you're called negative, you're called a known troublemaker, you're called fake news, you don't know what you're talking about, leave it to the professionals. How dare you pick on these poor politicians who you don't know how hard it is, what they go through, that they were like Bon Jovi in the 80s with, wanted dead or alive. You don't know, it's how hard it is to be them. And that's what you get. I don't understand it. When I used the word disaster referring to that was because the layout of it right now. And here I'm going to give you an example. I'll use North Carolina for an example. I spent some time in that state. I owned a home in that state. So in North Carolina, I was always impressed at how they would schedule any kind of construction based on the time of year, based on what was happening in that particular geographic location, business hours, parking, accessibility for customers, and all that. And many times they would move any construction to the middle of the night to accommodate for that. to do everything they could to not disrupt people's lives and to disrupt businesses. And why is that? Because who is ultimately paying for all that? All those people. That's how city government works. It's of the people, by the people, for the people. Well, not in Pittsfield. In Pittsfield, our politicians have the mindset is we were elected to make tough decisions, and that's what we're here for. They believe once they're elected there, the keys are theirs. And until that election is over or that term is over, they own it. It's theirs. And anyone who speaks poorly of them in any capacity doesn't know what they're talking about, and you're being negative, and leave it to the professionals. So when I said that they admitted they made a design change and I was being corrected by people, that's not the truth at all. You're a rotary phobic. Ricardo said that everything was perfect and exactly as planned. So you're honestly, someone's going to tell me that the plan was, let's build this rotary. That'll be good, and then we'll go back as soon as we're done building it, and then we'll have to start ripping some of that stuff out that we built to put in mountable curbing. How would I know that that was part of the design? Sounds like a stupid design to me. If that's how you're doing it, why not do it right the first time? I don't know. Or why not just admit, yeah, we made a mistake. We didn't calculate this or that, and we're on it. We're going to fix it. Isn't that really easy to do? But the defensiveness is like I've never seen. I've never seen it so defensive about everything. So that being said, all the politics and all of it, I'm over it. Done. Over it. From this day forward, I'm going to just focus on, because look, I've made a ton of upgrades to my studio. I just did another $20,000 upgrade to cameras and computer equipment. I enjoy doing all the business promos, doing all that stuff. I'm done with the politics. I don't want to mention it anymore. I will finish with interviews I have with candidates for county elections that I've already committed to for this year, but I'm done with it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. They can have it. Yes, it's their city. My apologies for ever even daring to speak up and talk poorly of the throne. I mean, they've come at me with the fake news, with the this, with that. I can't even go to events without it turning into trouble, all because I don't like this style of government. And I'm realizing you can't speak poorly against a bully government. They'll come after you. And it's so annoying and so frustrating. It's when people say, don't let it get to you, Mike. Yeah, that's like telling you, don't let those mosquitoes bother you. Well, after a while, you just can't take it anymore. It's so annoying, you just don't want to deal with it anymore. And I don't want to deal with it anymore. So they can have it. But I can tell you this, come the next municipal election, the only people I will ever have on this platform are candidates that I agree with. Because again, this ain't a news page. When people tell me how to run my page and what I should do, this is an op-ed. And the whole premise was to promote and grow Pittsfield. And to be told constantly that I'm afraid of change, really, I don't want to see Pittsfield flourish. Of course I do. My vision for Pittsfield would be a little bit different than these people. I think we should be capitalized on the history of Pittsfield. I can't believe with the history of baseball in this community that baseball is not a focal point. Specifically for tourism, that it's hard to believe that we let Wacona Park get into the disrepair we did. That took years to get it to this level. But again, not speaking poorly of the regime, I'm sure it was the people's fault and they did everything they could. The bicycle lanes, I envision a North Street with cafe-style sidewalks and shopping and dining and pedestrians and people spending money here and growing our economy. Downtown living. I envision all that. I questioned, was it smart to give that much real estate over to bike lanes? Was that the best use, maximizing that real estate? Was that the best use for our downtown, our one strip? But again, by me saying that, they took that as negative. So again, my apologies to the regime. I didn't know that. I was out of line. I'm sure if we could go back in time, somebody like Ricardo Morales could tell the Wright brothers, you know, stop wasting your time with this airplane nonsense and keep the bicycle shop going. That's the future. I mean, Orville was just wrong if he had only known. And on top of it, as far as the bike lanes themselves, I was never against bike lanes. I was against what they did to North Street. I liked one of the designs somebody sent me. It was a protected bike lane down the center. But no, again, I just disagreed with these designs. I don't see them working. A study is showing that we have that much bicycle traffic. Well, we don't have beat cops anymore, so there's no one to enforce any of the laws. No one's getting tickets for riding bicycles on the sidewalks. Hardly anyone obeys the bike lane laws. I've not seen any change. All I've seen is they say, well, it's working. It's slowing down traffic. So at the same time, we're supposed to be looking at green initiatives, carbon emissions, and all those things. Let's slow down traffic and cause traffic congestion and more pollution, and where cars are burning more gas. Let's do that. Okay, so that's what we did. Now, is that creating more foot traffic and more business downtown? Are we seeing a return on the investment? Is that the case? It's been a couple of years that it's been there. I still haven't seen anything like that, but you know, again, Tyler Street, who doesn't want to see? I was pro-rotary from the beginning. I thought a rotary there was going to be a great thing. That design, to me, I don't personally like it. It's weird because it's on a hill, the way the incline is, and it's so narrow, I just see a bad accident coming myself, because that curbing, the way it is right now or as of yesterday, I thought, man, you hit that and you're going like over 40, you're going to flip your car, and it's tight coming through there. And somebody said, well, if anybody hits that, they should have their license removed. You can't, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me. But anyway, that's it. I'm done with the political stuff. I'm done with it. I'm just burnt on it. The mosquitoes have gotten to me. I'm just burnt. So I'm focusing on all business stuff, that was most of what we were doing anyway. I enjoy doing it. It's great for our local businesses. It's great for the economy. It educates people. It helps promote our city in a positive light. I have busted my butt, and I will not be called like the villain because I don't like certain things. So my apologies to the regime. Do I need to come kiss a ring, genuflect, whatever I need to do to be accepted, to be allowed to be a voice in the community I live in? I don't know. Let me know if there's something I need to do. Because the way it is now, like yesterday, I walked into Stop and Shop. I walked in the door, and there's the mayor right in front of me. And I don't even think she saw me. I don't even think she knew I was there. But the feeling in my stomach, as soon as I saw her, I went, oh, I'm not even going to be able to go shopping. Her other half is going to be in here. I'm going to have to deal with that. They make you not even want to be here. And that's the feeling. It's not like, I'm not afraid, believe me. It's just that, ugh. It's just that, that feeling like, I get it, it's yours. You own it. The keys are yours and you think you own it. Leave it to the professionals. You're all elected to make tough decisions. And anybody else who might have a different vision, just make fun of them and put them down. I don't know. We saw that happen in Washington, D.C., and it just continues. It's the type of local government we have now, too. But, all right, well, that is it for now. So from this point forward, it's all positive, but I do have a couple interviews coming up. I'm scheduled with Alf Barbalunga, who's running for Berkshire County Sheriff, just in a couple hours. I have a Zoom with him, and I'm just waiting for Sheriff Bowler's people to confirm a day and time to have him on. I've got Tim Shagru coming back on. I have not heard from District Attorney Harrington. I haven't heard back from her. So, but she's still more than welcome to come on because I've had her opponent on a couple times now, and I've got more stuff scheduled coming up with him. And then after that, that's it. They can have all the politics, city council meetings. They can have it all. It's all theirs. And I'll do my best for all the organizations. I've got the Berkshire County Blind Association that I'm working with. I've got so many things in the works, so many important things that I can't be distracted by this stuff anymore. And I'll keep my opinion to myself and my friends. And hopefully nobody hears me out in public say something that could get back to the regime, and they'll start spreading things about me again, but whatever. Hopefully I'll be able to attend events without it turning into a drama show. I just want to be left alone with that. So, yeah, that's it. So I hope that doesn't bother any of you, and if some of you go away, I get it, but I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to do the political thing anymore. I'm over it. I'm just over it. And it's pointless right now anyways. We got an election coming up next year. We'll see if the ordained one is who we think it is. We'll see who's going to be running and all that. And again, the only ones that I will welcome on this platform, because this is an op-ed. This is not a news outlet. An op-ed is not a guy's name. It's opinion editorial. And that's directed towards one person. It's an editorial page. If you don't like what I'm saying, move along. But I'm not a news outlet. I don't have to share this platform with anybody. I extend it to every candidate when I invite candidates on. I won't do that anymore. So, all right, that is it for now. So everyone take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be good to each other, and I'll catch you all in the next day or two.